Well, hello guys. Today I am back and I'm going to be doing my top 10, top 7, 6 is it? No, 5 Spider-Man films. Okay, so obviously in number 6, so why are you saying 6? Obviously in number 5 is the train wreck of the Amazing Spider-Man 2. This was an awful film, let's be honest. Does anyone actually like this film? I mean, honestly. Sure, Electro's powers were kinda cool, but Electro was nowhere even near accurate to the comics, and people were all, about the Mandarin, so I kind of think that's a bit weird that people weren't about Electro. Peter Parker, who was Peter? Well, Peter Parker was, once again, good. Again, Andrew Garfield portrayed him well. I still think, Andrew Garfield is a bit better than, Tobey Maguire, just because he does more quips and one-liners. The villains, too many villains, that's what made them have to reboot the franchise in Spider-Man 3, but that's the biggest problem with this film. Too many villains. Only put a certain amount of villains in your film. I mean, 1 or 2. So, the death of Gwen Stacy was a bit rushed, and everything was just bad. Rhino appeared for like a minute. I just didn't like this film. Would not recommend it. Definitely the worst Spider-Man film. Very disappointed, because The Amazing Spider-Man I really enjoyed it. Okay, this is where a lot of controversy begins. In number 4 is Spider-Man from 2002. Yes, the one that basically started every single superhero film is good. Is a good, enjoyable film. Why is it in number 4? The Amazing Spider-Man 2 just told the story a bit better in my opinion. I felt Green Goblin's mask was too plasticky and there are little nitpicks of this film, but this is a good film. Go watch it if you haven't seen it. Would recommend. Very good. I just felt like The Amazing Spider-Man The Amazing Spider-Man told it better. Tobey Maguire is good as Spider-Man, not as good as Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man. So I just felt like this was still a good film. I just think that it could have been told in a better manner. Would I recommend it? Yes. Go watch it right now if you haven't seen it. Very good film. I quite like Green Goblin, even if his mask was a bit plasticky. I just felt like there wasn't really a consequence of this film. I hate when films basically don't happen because they have no consequence. And that's one of the main things I don't like about the MCU. Sure, I know this film isn't part of the MCU, but I'm just saying. Well, I recommend this film, so if you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's just, we have seen the Spider-Man origin story too many times. Spider-Man Homecoming next year, so I feel like that's going to tell it better as well. Still, go see this film. Very good, very enjoyable. Would recommend it. Critics enjoy it. Got very good rating on Rotten Tomatoes, so go watch it. In number 3, there is a film that no one likes, Spider-Man 3 from 2007. This film is absolutely hated on the internet and practically everywhere you go. Every critic you watch, every Rotten Tomatoes rating you look at, they all say this film sucks. I enjoyed it. It's pretty decent follow-up to the Spider-Man 3. So Spider-Man 2. And that was a good film as well, so I feel like this film is hated on for having a dance scene and Emo Peter. Emo Peter was a bit cringe-worthy sometimes, but I felt like the dance scene was just a funny moment, and people diss it for being in a quote-unquote serious movie. Spider-Man is not a serious character. It's like the Deadpool of the Avengers, kind of. Without the regenerative powers, I guess. But this film was good. I mean, maybe a bit too many villains. I didn't think they needed Harry Osborn's Green Goblin. And people say this killed the original Spider-Man trilogy, but actually no. Sam Raimi didn't like the script of the 4th one, so this was the final installment. He didn't have to include Gwen Stacy or Harry Osborn's Green Goblin. It could just have actually been Venom. I think Venom was pretty cool. The Venom transformation scenes are epic in my opinion. I love when they go over him and make him Venom. That's pretty cool. I think Venom has the potential to be, in my opinion, one of the best Spider-Man villains, and this film portrayed him pretty well, in my opinion. But I think Sandman was a bit not cliched, but you felt his background, but there's just something missing from it. So that's what makes me not like Sandman. Harry Osborn's Green Goblin didn't need to be there. Gwen Stacy didn't need to be there. I just felt like a lot of it was rushed. Venom was the only villain. Maybe he Peter's struggle with the Venom symbiote could also be there. But apart from that, that's the only villain in this film. The only villain I think should be this film. I thoroughly enjoyed it though. I would recommend it if you've seen it, if you haven't seen it already. Maybe not as good as Spider-Man, the original, but yeah, I still enjoyed it, so make sure you go watch it if you haven't already. Yeah, I'd probably give it a B+ rating. And number 2 is the film people still hate on, The Amazing Spider-Man from 2012. The reboot after Spider-Man 3 felt may have come a bit too early, only 10 years from when Spider-Man 1 came out, and 3 years, was it 3 years? No, sorry, 5 years after Spider-Man 3 failed. So I felt like this film was a bit too rushed, but then again, it was a good and really enjoyable film. A lot of people say that the villain was cliched, yay, cliched villains. But sometimes cliched villains are a good thing. In the MCU, we have all of these really developed villains, like, okay, actually, no, Loki works. Loki's a good villain. But I just think, like, the Winter Soldier, a bit too developed, and there are too many bold villains out there. And in my opinion, it looks like from the Doctor Strange trailers, we're getting a cliched villain in an MCU. So that works, and I'm happy for that. I liked Ronan as a cliched villain, because it spent a lot of time with the Guardians instead of Ronan. Oh, sorry, I'm getting off track here, but Gwen Stacy, with Emma Stone as Gwen Stacy was good. Andrew Garfield as Peter Parker, like I said in the past, was very good. I just enjoyed this film. The cliched villain work. I love science experiments gone wrong villains, because that's kind of a realistic villain. That's just my opinion. You may disagree. You will probably disagree. Sure, the follow-up isn't as good as it could have been. The Amazing Spider-Man 2 is not good at all. But yeah, this is a good film. I haven't seen any other Mark Webb's performance works of The Amazing Spider-Man 2, which was obviously bad, so I'm guessing he's a good director, because I enjoyed this film. The dark tone worked pretty well, and I liked how he wasn't at first accepted by the police. Because, to be fair, if someone came into your city and started with a vendetta and started beating people up, what do you expect people are going to do? Get fearful. So I kind of felt like we got that game, which we did get in X-Men, and yeah. So I really enjoyed this. I'd recommend it. I'd probably give it a B+ / A-. I'm going to give it a B+, because actually I'm going to take back what I said about Spider-Man 3. I'm going to give that a B-. I'm going to give this a B+, because it's a good, enjoyable film. That's why it's second best on my list. And in number 1, of course I put this in number 1, Spider-Man 2. This is truly one of the best Spider-Man films, the best Spider-Man film, and a great film in general, probably one of the best superhero films. I may make my favourite superhero film list soon. But anyway, keep in mind, I just want to say before this video ends, this list will definitely change when Spider-Man Homecoming comes out, because I'm sure they'll do a better job of his origin story, etc. So I'll probably reissue this list when it comes out. So yeah, Spider-Man 2 was just great. I love, like, they just finished his origin story back in Spider-Man 1, and now they can do whatever he wants. So I really liked how he lost his grasp on his powers. Doc Ock, maybe he wasn't the most known fan Spider-Man version, but I enjoyed him. He's cool. I mean, I think Rhino would have been a better choice for fanboy Spider-Man people. But Doc Ock was still cool. A nice performance once again by Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man, or Peter Parker, both very good. What I think was bad about this film, I just felt like, I don't think there was a lot bad about it. I could do into really nitpicking stuff, and I'm not going to do that. So yeah, this is a good film. Go see it now if you haven't. It's the best Spider-Man film. Amazing Spider-Man a bit behind. So yeah, I'm going to give this film an A- in the end, because it is a really enjoyable film. Favourite film of all time is obviously an A+. Worst film of all time, D-. I don't know. What was my worst ranked film? I don't know. But this is a really enjoyable film. I would highly recommend it. Even if you're not a Spider-Man fan, you will enjoy it, as it's up its origin story. They can now do whatever they want, and they really showed that. And it just shows Sam Raimi is a good director, because I believe he also directed the Evil Dead franchise. So yeah, please, if you did enjoy this video, make sure you do drop a like, and yeah, subscribe for more content. I'll be uploading quite regularly. So yeah, thank you for watching, and leave a like if you enjoyed, and subscribe for more content and lists. I'm going to be making a best MCU film so far list. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Goodbye!